Okay, all these walkways appear to be of modern age, perhaps in the last 50 years, 75 years. That could have been redone once or twice. The same thing going upstairs. They've got a pretty wide ramp going up to the upper walk areas for protection where everybody walked, and they got a wide ramp here, and I'm going to assume that that was done so they could wheel the large guns up into place and ammunition, and also provide a bigger, wider walkway for quicker exit and entrance. So I'm going to go up to the top now and see what I can find from up there. Now these rocks here, the stones here, look like they've been redone in the last 50 years. Well, here we are on the top, coming up to the top, and the first thing you see when you get up here is an old cannon. It's a big area, like put a lot of men up here. And another cannon over here. We have a fort in Iloilo City called Fort San Pedro. Fort San Pedro in Iloilo was knocked out during World War II, and they removed most of the building structure there, and the only thing that's left now is a couple of monuments. But here in Cebu City, you can even see the old worn cannon there. They've preserved this one, but this one wasn't destroyed during World War II. I'm going to take you around the backside here. Can you imagine 500 years ago being up on this wall with a flintlock, cap and ball? Must have been quite an interesting predicament to be in, be fending off everybody from the top walls of this place. But we're going to walk all the way around for you. And there's looking back at the main structure. A lot of Koreans here. I think a lot of them are here for the English language tutoring. It's real popular here in Cebu and Iloilo as well. You can see the steeple of the church over there. I think that's what that is, the old church. And this is coming around the southeast point. And like in any major, in a lot of the homes, you'll find the shrine set up in the corner of the lot. And even here, because of Spanish influence and Catholicism, they have their own shrine that used to be in the back there. And on every corner, opposite corner, you can see the cannon. And then they've got the one opposite from them here. I don't know the number. There's probably 75, 80 cannon around the top of the structure. A lot of major renovation going on. This is a big fort. Redoing the mortar bed on the top, putting fresh cement on their concrete on it. And this is Sunday and the guy's out there working now. No, he's washing clothes. He got his rinse bucket. Volleyball court. This is a lot of area on top of this fort for troops. You could get, in this little area here, you could get 200-300 men easy. It'd be a little bit crowded, but you could get them in here. Now we're starting back on the east wall. Now this is looking back at the main structure again. but we're on the, like I said, on the east wall. This thing isn't really square. It's kind of built in a triangle, perhaps because of the area, the street. This is a beautiful day place to spend the day at, if you had a family. I'm enjoying taking you all these different places here in the Philippines. It's a lot of fun traveling and exploring. It's a lot of fun to see how things used to be in the old days, see the people here, see the beauty of the country here. And today I've got you at Fort San Pedro. This is just an awesome country. There's just so much to see here, so much to do, and the people are so wonderful. Thank you for watching my Philippine journey. Yeah, Fort San Pedro is a good place for photo ops too. How are you ladies doing? Good. So am I. Well, this is another one of the gun turrets. They've got two of them on this corner. It's actually got three corners set up with guns. They got cannon on both sides here pointing backwards, and then the walls, I don't see any guns on the sides, except that's where the militiamen and the military men hide or set up. This is really a big structure here. Get a few hundred men on here on each of the corners where they can congregate and then fill up the spaces down the walkways there. Now that must be a job loading that cannon, unless they pull it back every time. It was probably set up on wheels to where they could easily roll it back, put new powder, new shot in it, and get it ready to fire. It'd be pretty hard to drag something that heavy back and forth every time you make a shot. So the wheels have probably been removed, or they could have put it on large logs. Not sure how they did it in those days. This is a total restoration going on that one. I don't know how close to the original they're going to keep it. But this has been a fun little visit here this morning. 1565 is when the structure was originally built. And then looking out back to the west, we're seeing Libertad Plaza again. More cannon. Okay, thank you very much for touring with me here at Fort San Pedro on my Philippine journey. This is going to be their watchtower, their observation lookout. They give you the highest point in the fort, and it looks like they could have probably gotten somebody on the other one too as well. They had the Moro Islamic raiders back here in the 1500s, and they were a threat. Probably one of the biggest threats to the Spaniards when they got here. And in Iloilo, the churches and the Haro Bell Chapel were built real high. The Haro Bell Chapel actually had a warning bell in it, and right now it's overgrown with trees just like this place is, and they probably could see for a long way back in the 1500s if the shrubbery was down like it was in Iloilo. So they probably had a good strong visibility, except for, of course, at night. But this is the main area, so these doors are open. Let's see what we've got in here. Wow. Big living quarters. Let me see if I can look over here. This is probably a living quarters for the wow, this is big. Look at these big oak beams or these big beams up here. There's one there, it's eaten out real bad with termites. And that's one thing you have here is a lot of Formosan termites, dry wood termites. Eaten up pretty good. Really a lot of humidity in the air here in the Philippines. It's probably the original flanking in here, the flooring in here. I don't know how good this is going to show up. It looks good in my viewfinder. This would be your living quarters and probably the commander's office here. Pretty magnificent. And we're going to go back down. There's only one ramp coming up and going down to the structure here. And here's another quarters here for the crew, I'm sure. And this will end up our tour of Fort San Pedro on my Philippine journey. Alright, this photograph here shows what the original fort looked like back in the old days. You can see the old sailing ships in the background. Pretty crude construction, but I'm sure it was pretty strong. They've done some archaeological excavations right here in this area, and they found pottery and pre-colonial artifacts from the pre-colonial area back as far as 1000 AD. I'm trying to get you some other pictures of it. This is facing southwest. This is what it looked like, I believe, after it was, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's what it's looking like from the fort. The original structure. And there's the watchtowers that I showed you, the gun towers. And then here's another one. In the background, this is the fort again, and then in the background back over here is the original customs house. 1565, I mean.